Today, State Representative District 44 Rep. Paula Hicks-Hudson and Congresswoman Marcy Kaptur held a press conference in support of Medicaid. Those were not the only people in attendance. The group consisted of community members and out-of-town supporters, including a few from Columbus. This stems from a Medicaid lawsuit in Texas and GOP members against Medicaid. I got to speak exclusively with former Mayor Paula Hicks-Hudson and Congresswoman Marcy Kaptur.
I'm out here to remind people that the Affordable Care Act is so important, and with the lawsuit that's being heard today in Texas against it, that we need to remind people that what the Affordable Care Act actually does and how it benefits Ohioans and Lucas County. You should worry because, people should worry because if this lawsuit goes forward and is successful, millions will lose coverage, not just only the young, but also the elderly. Those who have children that are over 18 that are no longer eligible to stay on weren't able to stay on their parents' insurance, are now able to up until the age of 26. This is an economic benefit to our community and to our state. That's why the Medicaid expansion. So all these things are important, why we should care about making sure that the law stays intact and that we stop making what's important for people to live an entitlement.
Toledo.
Because what will happen is that it will probably get to the Supreme Court and then become the law of the land. And we can't afford to have law gutted because of some of the actions that were done by the lawmakers. So it's important for us in Ohio to be vigilant and to know that what happens in Texas affects us here in Ohio and affects us specifically here in Lucas County with our high mortality rate, our high maternal rate of death for moms. We need to be vigilant about this. Well, it's not so much convincing the GOP to overturn the decision as it is to make people aware of what's happening, and then they can voice their opinions to the elected officials, and in that way we can get them to see that this is such a benefit not only to individuals but also to businesses. Well, I think if folks look at the fact that they cannot go to the doctor, well, let me back up. If we can say that they can go to the doctor now, but if this law is overturned, that they cannot, that will be the awakening call for them. It's so important that folks know that right now they have this benefit and that they're not, they could actually lose it.
Our purpose for being here today is to support continuing the Affordable Care Act, which provides health insurance to millions and millions of Americans. It created a system where people can go on an exchange and pick the health insurance plan that they want, and they're good plans. I think that the GOP has never believed in Medicare, nor Social Security, nor the Affordable Care Act, sadly. And in doing so, they actually harm the American people. They don't help people with their most fundamental needs, and perhaps the people who belong to that party have never faced crisis in their own family. I don't know, but they haven't walked in the shoes of millions and millions of people who've had adverse health consequences in their families and find health care unaffordable. We as a country have to have a higher calling. We have to help people, especially when they're down. We have to help pick them up. We have to help create a system of care that allows all citizens to be able to care for the sick among them. And every family, as far as I know, has someone who's gotten ill. But sometimes when I listen to some of these congressmen and senators, I think, where have they been? Where have they lived? I don't think they've walked in the shoes. I think the most important way to advocate for this cause is to contact their senators, Senator Brown, Senator Portman, their representatives in the region, and to support continuing the Affordable Care Act. so that they contact the people that are responsible for voting to continue the program, and also, as Deb did today, someone who experienced what it was like to contract cancer, and without the Affordable Care Act, where would she be today? And to tell their personal stories, to change hard hearts, to change hardened hearts. Sometimes those personal stories can play a major role. To write letters to the newspapers, to go on programs like yours, to get the word out.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Reporting in downtown Toledo, Jaden Jefferson, Jaden Reports, Eyewitness News, Politics.